Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel here on Jake's Gardening. And in today's video we will be removing my backup pumpkin from my pumpkin plant because the first one I am sure is taken and is doing well and it's not going to abort. Plus the backup has some injuries. Well, anyway, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell and like the video if you enjoy the video. And without further ado, let's get on with it. Okay, so I have here this saw and those shears, those pipe shears, or pipe cutters, or whatever you want to call them. And then there's the pumpkin I'm going to be removing. I'm going to use those ones to cut it off the plant, and then this to cut it open. So let's get to it. So here it is. It's much larger than the last video, much bigger than my hand, about half the size of the other one. So let's cut it off. I'm removing it because I want all the energy to go to that first one. Looks like we're through. Oops, I nicked it. Doesn't matter. Here we are. Finally done the deed. So here's what it looked like on the underside. Kind of white, had some scarring there. And then this side had some real scarring. Okay, so here's the pumpkin off the vine. There's the stem. That's about how big the stem is. To give you a little bit of size reference, I'll measure it. Okay, so the estimated length, the length of that stem, the width at the widest, about 2 inches from here to there. Here to there. Yeah, so about 2 inches wide. Here's the pumpkin that we will be cutting into. I'm excited. Wait, what's that? Looks like a bit of mold or something. This is what happened when I took it out. Yeah. I don't remember if I showed you earlier, but yeah, pretty bad scarring. This is because it got nailed when it was the day before I pollinated it. So, let's cut it open. Okay, so I got a cameraman. Just so you know, this is a drywall saw, not a professional pumpkin cutting saw of any type. Ooh. So that's what it looks like. Wasn't hollow. I'm gonna pick out some of those seeds. Even though I cut through them, seeds, some of the seeds were about the size to be fully developed, but they're like teenagers. They're fully grown in size, but they're not quite fully developed in the neural programming. So, just about the size of your average small watermelon. Not too big, not too small. Overall, it would have been a decent pumpkin if it weren't for the scratches. Okay, so here we are at the other pumpkin. I got a GoPro, by the way, but I haven't set it up yet, so I'm just using my tablet again. Let's check out the pumpkin. This is 11 days old. Here it is. You can see by the size of my hand that it is larger than the other one. Here's the stem, about the same size. It's growing a lot visibly during the daytime. I'm going to set the camera up so that you can see me measure it, because I would like to do that. Okay, and we're rolling. So, what you want to do to measure a giant pumpkin, to estimate its weight, is you first take this and put it over the widest point on the pumpkin. And you touch it. You go over the widest point and you touch the ground. Woo! Now let's go over this side. It was exactly the same. Actually, no, it was 1 foot 3 inches for front to back, and then it was 1 foot 2.5 from side to side. But now it's 1 foot 11 from front to back, and we'll see from side to side. I measured it last on Monday, just to give you a little bit of a reference. Sorry if I'm getting in the way. 1 foot 11, exactly the same. Now the final step is to get around the circumference, and you want to get the widest point. If you want to get a good estimate. Two foot 7.5 inches. Now I don't quite remember what it was the last time I measured, but it was definitely not 2 foot 7 inches. So that's how you measure your pumpkin. Okay, so that's how you measure it. You just take it and you put it on a chart. There are a ton of giant pumpkin weight estimate charts on Google or Safari or whatever your internet app is. And the current temperature outside, I've got a thermometer out here at all times. It's about 84 degrees. I have some pool noodles supporting the vine to give it slack so it's not always pulling down on that stem, because I don't want it to go lopsided on towards the stem. And I've got sand so that try and keep the back even, so that the bottom doesn't lag behind and the top doesn't grow over like that. That's not what I want. So that's where we're at. Nice pumpkin. Sounds good. So that's your update for you. The cut up pumpkin. I'm gonna feed that to our pigs. They're gonna love it. They loved the little ones, but this time they're gonna get a little bit more. If you remember from my last video, I think it was my last video, I removed 2 of the other pumpkins because I wanted to keep one back up. Now I know that the first one's taken, and it's a lot better. It had a lot better shape than that second one. So I cut off the backup, and we're gonna roll with that first one and see what we do. We'll see what we get. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. Everything's doing great. I'll catch you in the next video.